Angela Vintage, good Duchess Vintage, good morning. All the vintages here. Melody Cone, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hopefully I'm not going to have another coughing attack like I did yesterday. Hang on, let me just adjust. There, that's better. Now I have the cat in the hat and one Hello Kitty. Oh, the door is open to Hello Kitty's house. Oh dear. Let's just close that. There, that's better. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome in. I'm so excited for today's guests, Kyle and Tishawn from Deals on Style and I Spy Luxury. We're going to be co-hosting with Deals on Style because can't double co-host. Although I wish that was a thing. That would be awesome. So we're going to be talking about selling on Whatnot. At Fashion FriYays, we talk with fashion sellers. And Melody, are you available in like 2 to 3 minutes to do a quick intro? Perfect. Okay, awesome. So good morning, Angie, this and that. How are you? Good morning to good morning. Allow to moderate. Hang on, let me just scroll back up. Hit allow to moderate. Again, dear Whatnot, I really would like to have, this is on my wish list. Why does it say I'm not following you? What the fork is up with that? That's weird. I swear sometimes Whatnot just unfollows people on me. So good morning, everybody. So it's a snow day for the kids. It's snowing here, but oh no, there's just little pitter patters of little bits. And what do you got? Do you want to come up and say hi? Okay. All right. You come up and say hi. Yeah, there's no toys for you up here. So yeah, there's just me. Yeah. There's a glitch said I was not following I assume Nuria last night. Yes, it's not happy retirement day for me, PB&J. This is my husband's last day of work. And if he gets injured on the job today, I will kill him. If he dies prematurely, I will also kill him. So, I've always told him that. Don't you dare go and die on me because I will kill you. Okay, Loki, why do you keep giving me the smelly toys that you had outside? Go take that away. I do not want to smell your stinky toys. Clearly you had outside. I know. I went. So what I decided was today I was going to do comfort fashion, which is my new type of fashion. Let's face it. So, oh God, I need to fix my ears so that they're at the right level. Natasha and Jane, you were totally right. My ears are lopsided. It's not, I don't think it's my eyes. I think it's my ears. Anyways, so I decided I was just going to zhuzh up this sweatshirt because this is a very comfy sweatshirt on one of my favorite parks in the Algonquin Park, which is Lake St. Peter. Have very happy memories of Lake St. Peter. Even with my first husband, I have very happy memories. Internet on the plane is spotty. You're on the plane. You're on the plane, Catterday. Hello. Okay, so very Carrie Bradshaw. I don't know. I just am comfortable, and I feel very comfy right now. I got my black leggings on that are covered in dog hair, so I rarely wear them because they're always covered in dog hair. But you can't see that, so yeah. Start the plane. My tea is warm at least. So peace of my heart clothing. Good morning. How are you? I have lots of fur baby love, that's for sure. Do you say that Kiefer? How do you say that? Or just Kai? Let me know. So I say it right. Okay. So Florida to see the goddaughter for her second birthday. She's already 2. Oh. Peace of my heart says I'm well. I hope that you are too. I am good. I do have a migraine right behind this eye. So if every once in a while I look a little bit, that's because of that. Also, Kyle and Tishawn, hopefully our sound is going to be fine because they seem to have fixed that issue. However, I can't see you, so I'm just going to pretend that I'm seeing you. So If there's something that you're showing, you'll have to use some descriptive audio if you show something, because I can't see it and my laptop just wouldn't turn on this morning. So I thought I'd just say that. So if I don't seem to be reacting to hand movements or something, that's literally because I can't see because I don't know. Dear Whatnot, can you fix it so I can see my co-host again? Because it's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. I don't know why it doesn't let me. But we are live right now on Whatnot, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. We are in 4 places at once this morning. Good morning, Vanessa. How are you? So, with further ado, and on cable, not on cable. You know, I'm not going to be rich. So, this is this whole series was a brainchild of my dear friend Melody. And we were talking about all the new sellers that were coming on board to Whatnot and the great promotions that Whatnot Fashion has been doing to bring more Canadian sellers on to Whatnot. And so many new sellers. It is awesome. Good morning, Megahertz. How are you? Allowed to moderate. Boop. And uh it was like, we need to have a series. We totally need to have a series. So Melody is the fashionista. I am not the fashionista. And so Melody picks the guests, and we split up Fashion FriYays. So I started off with these seller chats, which are about I co-host with the guest of the week, and we talk about selling on Whatnot, live selling strategies. We answer selling related questions, and then we raid over into Melody, and Melody co-hosts with our week's guest to talk about fashion trends, sourcing, how to style, how to sell fashion, and very fashion focused. So I talk about the selling side of things, which is for everyone. So if you're not a fashion seller, that doesn't mean that this show isn't going to be informative for you. It's going to be very informative for you, because we are going to be talking about selling. It's just we're talking with fashion sellers. And you know what? Selling in retail, there are so many similarities. There are very specific things for fashion, and that's why Melody takes over to talk about those things. We start off by talking about fashion selling on Whatnot. It just happens to be fashion. So, Melody, I am going to co-host you now, so you can come on and briefly tell us all about our special guests this week.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm still in sleepy mode. I'm
Okay.
waking up. It's the best way to wake up is to Kim.
Here, have a sip of tea. It's
And
decaf though, so it won't help.
Mm.
There you go.
Happy tea time. What kind of tea do you have this morning?
It is decaf Yorkshire blend. So cheap tea.
I got a oat milk London Fog because I'm trying to cut down on dairy because I've noticed it makes my tummy a little boo-boo-ish. So
I love
yeah.
London Fog.
Me too. Good morning, everybody. Happy Fashion Friday. So today's guests are dear friends of mine. Hi guys. They're incredible friends of mine. They were a big part of my Whatnot journey during the postal strike last year. They were a big part of encouraging me to come on Whatnot. I had been on Whatnot as a buyer for years before, really buying from Americans because we didn't really have a big Canadian market of sellers. So it was very American focused. And I do still have some great American friends, as I know you do, Kim.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't, I don't like this whole let's hate on the American sellers. That's not my vibe.
No.
I still have some fantastic American friends, but I do appreciate the focus growing on the Canadian fashion market, the Canadian market in general. It's lovely to see it growing here on Whatnot. And Deals on Style, I feel, was a really big part at that time for recruiting in Canadians during the postal strike because the other platforms weren't as supportive as Whatnot was at the time. They gave us bring your own label. Um, they
Lowered
really
commission.
lower commission, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Lower commission, which right now, if you're a fashion seller, there's zero commission. You just have to pay the service fee, which is what
Payment 2.9%
payment.
plus 30% for
Yeah,
payment processing. Do you know when that's
which
supposed to end? Does it have an end date for that 0%?
I haven't. I've actually inquired, and even they have told me they don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this weekend, 4%
They don't.
for some of us and 0% for fashion sellers. That's awesome.
I
Women's
exactly.
fashion. It has to be listed under
Women's
women's
fashion.
fashion.
I imagine they're going to keep at it until they're happy with where we're at as far as fashion sellers go. Um, so Deals on Style. So I had met them on a different platform. I thought they were lovely. We really share very much the same type of value system. They were really the type of people that I would have spent time in high school with. I would have gravitated towards them for sure. Um, and I just adored them. It was love at first sight. I call them my work husbands. I call them my work husbands. We do Sundays and Saturday morning. Usually we do work alongs and we do this what we call the podcast where we leave each other extremely long messages on Instagram. Um, and I just adore them. They've been such a big support system for me as a seller. And I really feel that they brought a lot to Whatnot. I was sad to see that they faced some challenges when the American tariffs had been put in. The whole issue with the tariffs had been put in, but I'm really happy to see them back. Um, and I'm happy to see them embracing Whatnot. And I'm really happy to see the new people on Whatnot embracing them. All the new sellers, all the people coming in. It's really nice to see that. And I really appreciate what Whatnot has done as far as their head office to really make sure that we are loved and protected and appreciated. I think it's the culture here and Whatnot is so special, and it's the type where if something happens and you're heartbroken, they're gonna come and they're gonna check out and see what's wrong, and they're gonna do what they can to make it better, to have you stay here and be happy. And I think that's really, 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 really important to a company's culture. And so I'm not gonna continue blabbing. Guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Kyle and Tishawn, you ready? Okay. So
Awesome.
without further ado, I'd like to welcome my good friends, Deals on Style, I Spy Luxury, I Spy Collectibles, um, Kyle and Tishawn. I love you guys so much. See you soon, husbands.
Awesome. Thank you, Melody. Okay. All right. Awesome. Now I just have to find Deals on Style in here because it's not showing for me. Oh, wait. Maybe I can do it from here. Can I? I can. I can do it from this phone too. Awesome. Okay. I have invited them to co-host.
Okay, let's see if this
Yay!
works. Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Good to see you.
Hello. Hello. Is
Maybe let's
everyone?
look at
Everyone
this.
can see them. Okay. Just
Sorry,
let
we're
me.
just gonna adjust real
Oh,
quick.
hang
Let's
on.
come a
Please
little
hold.
closer.
That should be, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Good
How are you
morning.
doing? Hello, hello.
Good to see
Okay.
everyone. Good
Everything's
morning.
working.
Yeah.
I hear echo.
Do you hear it? Does everyone else? Oh, there's an echo. Son of a
Okay,
nut.
how about
Yeah,
now? Okay, how about now?
is
Son
the
of a.
echo gone? I think the echo's gone.
Is it good? Okay.
All
I
right.
let me check.
Hello.
Hang on. Let me check. I'll just keep
Hello.
talking for a
Men
bit.
in the
La la la
green.
la.
How's it
Yeah.
going?
Okay,
Good
we're
to see
good.
you. Hey,
I
guys.
think we're good. Hello. Welcome,
Morning,
welcome.
Kim. How's it going, Kim?
Hello, 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 beautifuls. I love you.
Okay.
Love you. Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I just like it's been a while since we've like chatted. Really, it feels
Yes.
like I think the last time we kind of
Oh, shoot.
chatted was still
I
me
can't see.
typing to you. We were chatting, and it was just before you left. Oh, we got the echo again. Oh,
Hold on.
they still can't see your faces.
It's
That's
saying we
weird.
can see a light. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're on a different camera.
Oh my
Apparently.
gosh. Hey, hold on.
Okay.
Can you cancel this? Here.
I
Yeah.
can see us on this phone, which is strange.
How is
but
that? Okay.
they're like, they can
Oh my
see
gosh.
us.
Okay. There. That's better.
Oh,
Okay.
there. Okay.
Oh,
Perfect.
Back.
boom.
Kyle was on it on his phone. We're good.
How did
Oh,
that
I
even
see.
happen? Don't
Okay.
can meet technology. Sorry about that.
Artsy Fartsy Friday says, I'm in the USA and I can see you great. So perfect.
Amazing.
The
Hey,
USA
Nikki.
can see you, so we're good.
Right on.
Awesome. Okay.
Santa.
Santa's in the house. Okay. So I have a poop ton of questions that we have to try and get through
Jump right in.
Let's
by
do
11.
it.
So we'll see if we can make it through. And just whichever one of you wants to answer, I'm just gonna like ask, and then you can decide between you two. You seem to have such a great it's at least on the front facing of it is a really great working relationship where the
Oh, thank
load seems to be shared. Now, like, if that's not the case, like, don't tell us that secret. But I think that that like working as a tag team at like as a team that you guys work together so well, and I think that really shows when you're doing live streams together is you like riff off each other and work so well off of each other, and each one has a role to play, which I really love about your shows. I wish I had a partner like that. Husbands.
He's retired now, so you know.
Right? Tomorrow's the
No,
first day on the job.
Guess
New
again.
job.
he's already said no.
Rehired.
But I'm basically gonna start sending him down to like the post office and stuff.
Yeah.
Already this weekend, I was like,
Little fun
I need
things.
tape. Or no, on Tuesday he was off. Tuesday or Wednesday he was off work, so I sent him to go get tape.
Yes,
I was like, I'm not leaving the house. You're leaving the house. You go get tape. You're not working. So I'm just gonna make him the errand boy.
Get some fresh air.
That works.
Yeah, exactly. Live streams
But
as my
thank
wife
you.
and son have no interest in helping, but I can do it solo. I want to increase my sales, but I can't do that on my own, right? So having and also it's lonely. It's lonely for us. So I love the fact that you guys are able to work together, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
It's an absolute honor to get to work together every single day, and then even when we're off camera, like we're always working on things in the background to be ready for the next thing that we're working on. I think what we've really leaned into is acknowledging each other's strengths and being like, okay, so this is your strength. This is a list of things that you can work on, and then we communicate back and forth while that list is being done. So it's been a relief to be like, not all of these things have to be done or like micromanaged. It's just like you are the expert on our team on this, so is you're looking after those things, and then we kind of like create little lists for each other that relate to those types of topics, and then we do that back and forth so that we're each getting the things that we need done in our list, but we're utilizing each other's strengths, so that rather than me spending 35 minutes to struggle to do a tech task that's going to take Tashawn 5 minutes, I'm going to be like, hey, can you jump in and take a break from what you're working on and help me for 5 minutes? And then I'm able to give some of my time, that 30 minutes that I would have been using for tech, to help Tashawn with something or work on another project as well.
that's brilliant. I love that. Yeah. Leaning on each other's strengths. Sorry, Tashawn, go ahead.
I was seeing in the comments as well, a lot of people as well feel like it's lonely too, which we found as well. Like, even though it's both of us, we still find it's lonely because we are working as like solo entrepreneurs almost in a way. So it's just us. So we did also create, I know there's also a Whatnot group as well that.
No, I did it again.
Oh, shoot. Just close it.
Please hold.
For
Are you
example,
guys there? I can't hear now.
It's back there.
I can't hear.
okay, it should be hello. Are we good?
I won't touch anything.
Wait, cut.
See, that's why Tashawn does the tech.
Okay. I can't hear them. Are they talking right now? So I can't hear them.
Here, well,
We might have
okay.
to come in and come back out again.
Okay.
Champagne
We
and
can't hear.
Lollipop says we can't hear. Angie says I can hear. Oh, and Counter Day Vibe says I can only hear Kim. I know. Why me? Okay, so there. I'm gonna. Okay, back. Let's see. You can hear both. All right, hang on 1 second. We're gonna do this. I'm going to remove. Oh, there it is. Invite to co-host. There. It just uninvited to co-host. Let's try that.
Okay, here, let's see. I was like, maybe let me see if
I'm gonna sit on my
going
hands.
up.
Yay!
I was like, oh, let me look at my phone so I can see the comments. Okay, so I'll quickly answer that last one real quick. So we found that it was lonely, and then we wanted to create a space as well where we could also connect with people all over Canada for resellers as well. So we created a social media group on our Deals on Style, I Spy Luxury, and I Spy Collectible, where it's no matter regardless of what platform you're on, we can communicate, talk about struggles. Maybe if you have a show coming up, maybe you want to sell some things to people in the group as well. So it's an open group for people to just kind of like communicate, chat, and see how it's going, because like it does get lonely out here. So give us a follow on social
We see
media.
it as like a virtual co-working space.
Mhm.
So like it's kind of like having a group full of people who also can have those experiences that you're going through, whether that's an exciting thing, whether that's a scary thing, or something that you've learned and you're super excited to be like, oh my gosh, this used to take me forever and now I just figured out this. So it's a great place to share those parts of your journey, but it's also a great place to celebrate others, so you can share your links. Other people are sharing their links, and then it's like the fastest way. Like I check in the morning to see where shows are going to be on, and then I jump in there, bookmark the shows, and then I get their notifications later. um so just on the note of the loneliness, that is something that even as a pair we have noticed, that it's just like certain times people in other industries or friends who maybe don't have similar experiences just don't really understand some of the conversations that we would want to have.
Mhm.
So this is a great place to have some fellow people who are gonna have those shared experiences. And then in the end, that shared experience really helps kind of all of us grow faster, because it's like the time that someone took to learn that experience that they're then sharing with you, you can then use that time to do. I'm all about efficiency and growing and helping each other along the way. So if you are also feeling a little bit of that loneliness in the sense of working behind the scenes can feel like you're not having a space to vent or be celebrated, make sure you follow us on Deals on Style on social media, and then DM us, and then we can get you added to the group there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And there's
Perfect.
also the
Perfect.
Whatnot resources as well that Kim pinned down below. She also has an amazing group as well based on Whatnot that we're also on as well, like in that group. So it's a great place to be as well for notifications and all the know in
And that one's like the specific questions or celebrating moments for the Whatnot team. So I think it's also super cool if you have like a very specific question to then jump into that chat or into the Discords as well. There's so many amazing resources that the Canadian community is putting together, and it's so amazing to see all platforms growing, all small businesses that utilize reselling, live streaming, growing and adapting and learning together. So make sure you utilize all of those resources by checking out what Kim has linked in her tray, as well as all of the hosts, whether that's the Red Rooster, Melody Cone, or many of the fellow chats users in the chats there as well. Make sure you connect with them, and they'll have some of that info as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Sorry, I have such long-winded answers, so
No,
I'll try to keep
that's
it
okay.
quick.
That's okay. We've got until 11, and sometimes Melody's not ready for us anyways. So like, you know, we get to go extra minutes sometimes. So it's all good. I like it when Melody's a little bit late, because then to get on the Discord, just send me a message and I'll send you the links to that. Or you can use the QR code down below. I actually should have. I'm sorry, I like did that in the middle of your talk, pin that, but it also sends out notifications to all the. So a lot of people bookmark that particular listing, because then whenever I'm doing a chat show, I tend to pin that, and then they know that I'm doing a chat show when they come on. Because they get a notification. So it's also a cheaters notification. It's a cheaters thing. So basically the numbers start to climb about 5 to 10 minutes after I pin that item, because a whole bunch of people have just started to check their notifications and see that
I
I
love that
pinned the
feature.
free resources. So
Yeah.
there's all these little things, that these features on Whatnot, that they weren't intended for that, but they do have that consequence of notifying everybody every time I pin it. But since it's a community show, I'm allowed to do it. You're not supposed to do that in your regular selling show. So I stopped doing pinning an item that I stopped doing that in my regular show. But anywho, okay, let's get back to it. For anyone who is new to you, how would you describe your selling background? And what kinds of items do you focus on, or do you have a focus at all? So start with the selling background, then the type of
All
things that
right.
you like to sell.
So we've been reselling for the last 6 years, and we've been live stream selling for the last 4 years. We carry a selection of men's, women's, and kids' clothing and accessories, and that ranges from vintage, contemporary, new with tags. So that is part of our Deals on Style. We did start with Deals on Style as our base brand, and we fell in love with helping people find items that really help them express themselves. Personally, my journey through fashion, I grew up in a small town where I really struggled to learn how to celebrate and love myself in terms of not trying to fit into the boxes that were placed around me. So through fashion, I've really learned how to express myself, and through that, I've learned how to connect with others who share those similar passions. So we bring those values into our brands and really focus on items that are that we are excited to talk about, and that other people will be excited to have on and an experience. Loki is so cute. And then we have also expanded into the home decor category, where we carry vintage, antique, and modern home decor. We have that on I Spy Collectible. So we do a little bit of like a garage sale style walk around, where we have things set up in little vignettes. We merchandise all of our streams. So whether that's our clothing or our collectibles or our luxury, we create little color stories or little vignettes, whether that be like a Valentine's red, pink, and black for clothing, or whether that's like a farmhouse core for a little setup for our collectibles. And then I'll let you talk about some luxury, about what we carry in luxury.
Yeah, so in terms of our luxury wear as well, we also have our Spice luxury. So we created and split that division because we wanted to be able to have like two separate entities. So if Kyle's live, I could still go live as well, but also extending the fashion side of our Deals on Style, but with a little bit of elevation. So bringing in those heritage style brands that you would see like Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, and things like that. And we bring like bags, accessories, as well as jewelry. And I wanted to make that a really accessible experience as well. So when we do our live streams, we try to make it very accessible, either with flash sales, low starts, or like just amazing deals. So we do banana deals. We love a good banana deal. So yeah,
That's
be
nice.
sure to check out our streams, and we have the, like Kyle said, the 3 pages, so we can find you anything for all your lifestyle needs.
I love that. So you've sold successfully across multiple platforms, and kind of one of the focuses I want to have is talking about that as a reality. I think a lot of people think that if you come onto Whatnot, you've got to let go of all of your other platforms. And I feel that, and this is a do as I say, not as I do thing, but having your eggs in multiple baskets, as in having multiple streams of selling opportunities, is a way to protect your business, because platforms can have issues, like what happened during the first strike, right?
Mhm.
Where platforms have issues and suddenly you can't sell. You just can't sell. And so having your eggs in different baskets, I think, is important. So when did live streaming itself first enter your world, and what caught your attention about it? What made you want to do it?
Yeah. So for me, it was initially 4 years ago. There was an announcement that Poshmark was or the other platform was creating a new experience for selling, and we were like, oh my gosh, okay, so anytime something new comes out, I'm like, okay, we have to be on it, figure it out, learn it, just to have the experience, because if you don't, then you can get left behind. So we created our Poshmark, and then we got invited in a beta phase to the live selling. There was a really small group of Canadians that we were able to connect with and share our items with like all of Canada, and it was a very new thing, very nuanced. And then we saw Whatnot was created and coming to Canada. So the moment it came out, I was like, okay, we have to sign up, check it all out. And like Melody was saying earlier, it was very primarily like US based. Everything was also in USD. So I was also doing a lot of shopping from the US and just connecting with a lot of US sellers. Oh my gosh, good to see you. But it's so good now that it's expanding a lot and growing in Canada. So we found that we really need to diversify. So like we noticed with the last strike, like you said, there was some delays with apps where we weren't able to ship. So having our account set up on here and ready to go live, like we were live already previously, we were able to just jump back in. So that I would just say to anybody, if you see an app, like for example, if you're viewing here and Whatnot, maybe you're a seller on another platform, but you're not a seller yet on here, apply for the seller's application. Make sure you get in, because it can also be, there used to be a wait list.
Yep.
So there can be delays as well. So you always want to be prepared, especially if you're running your business as well, because you, like Kim said, you never know if something's going to shut down, and you always want to be prepared.
Another note about that, when you do find that there is another platform or something that is new, we always try to secure our name wherever we go. So we were on another platform, and then Whatnot came. So the first train of thought was in branding. If there's a new app and we may explore it someday, I'm going to sign up with my name to secure all of my platform names. So I have that across all platforms. So it keeps it easy and consistent for anybody who's viewing wherever they find us. And then and beyond sorry, go ahead, go back to
no,
what you were saying.
no, I don't know.
That's my goldfish brain. I was just like, and thought just ended.
Kim is,
Okay.
it's okay.
It's all good.
Expanding to
I'm the same way.
Oh,
Squirrel.
that's a good question.
I did want to note that when we did come back to Whatnot, the last time, we did very much did have the mindset of, you do have to kind of drop everything else to jump into a new space. And I think that over the last year, we've really learned the lesson to have everything in those different baskets truly creates the best experience as a small business owner. Even having things listed in the marketplace. So by having things, so right now we have 3 brands. So we have 3 brands on 4 platforms. So that's 12 different income streams that are marketplaces that things could sell from while we're here live. And then if
Yep.
I go live, then that creates another form of an income stream. So there's a chance for all of those items to sell on all of those platforms, and all of those platforms utilize different tools and strategies to connect those items with a shopper, whether that's coming from a live stream or from an SEO based shopper shopping online. So we want to maximize all of those tools that they're using, and I'd love to learn from their platforms how to bring that to other platforms. So that's one reason that we do that. And then with also coming back, it's about remaining. It's about experimenting and trying different times, and it's not about just saying, this worked with this one time, I'm only going to be doing it this way. So if you're going to experiment and add on, remain consistent where you are, and then find those sweet spots where you're like, okay, so this is my time where I like to be on here, and this is the time that I'm investing to list here. How much time do I have to invest to put a little bit more into this other basket? And then experiment. Don't jump all the way in, just test the waters, try out some lives, and then find your community, find your schedule, and find your flow on that platform, and then create that form of consistency by being like, okay, so I know that it works for me and my brand, that I can show up here at this day and this time. I used to be like, okay, so I'm going to make a schedule and we're going to do it. Let's go. And then halfway through the schedule, I was be like, okay, this is so hard on my body and my business. Why did I create a schedule like this? I thought it would be on paper. It looks nice and easy, but in reality, I wasn't thinking about packing days, sourcing days, taking care of ourselves in the background.
Yep.
So those things also have become part of our schedule. So I'm not just scheduling live shows or listing or sourcing. I'm scheduling m- meal prep, scheduling. Let's go for a date night. Let's make sure we're going every day for a walk with the dog, so that the dogs are getting all of the love that they're needing. We have scheduled times to take the dogs out. We literally use our time to make sure that all of the things that we need for our business have been thought of in our schedule, and I hadn't done that previously, and that made it extremely difficult to find balance when you were not when I was not thinking about the things that are not necessarily just the business side of things, but you need to also think about yourself and your relationships and the things that are around you, your health. Make sure meal prep is my biggest thing.
Meal prep.
Meal prep, my goodness, make sure you eat before a live stream.
Yes.
I know that wasn't a
There's nothing
question,
worse
but
than those hunger sounds while you're trying
Right?
to sell, where it's like you get your stomach
no, I need
interrupts
to
you
do more.
midway through trying to show off an item and say how great it is, and your stomach goes, "Bleh, that's awful. You don't want that. Go stop selling and go feed me instead."
Also, there's so much going on, and you're kind of multitasking so much. So when your blood sugar gets low, it's a lot harder to have those things be multitasking so quick, at least for myself. So I find that I I I have so much more energy, and I'm able to connect on such a better level when I'm fueled and ready to
Oh
go.
my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And people are saying, yeah, absolutely. They're the exact same way. There was a couple of questions up above that are
I'm just gonna refill my
connected.
tea. Sorry.
And PB&J, we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But Living the Dream asked, with multiple platforms, do you sell an item twice? And if it happens, how do you handle it? And then Lexi asked, how do you guys list the same items? Do you guys list the same items on all platforms? How does that work when something sells? So can you talk about, do you cross list, or do you sort of set some stuff aside for Whatnot and other stuff for other platforms? How do you work that out?
Yeah, so in terms of cross-listing, I always find it's key to have things cross-listed regardless of what the item is. So we do cross-list, we try to cross-list everything. The platform that we do use for cross-listing right now has about 150 a month with our plan that we can do cross-listing with. So right now we've been slowly trying to just like input all of our stuff like every few weeks. We'll just do like a bulk upload. So yeah, we try always to have things cross-listed, but for the most part right now, coming back to Whatnot, especially for the deals and style page, we're doing a lot of like random lists. So it makes it a lot faster for the streams as well at the moment that we're finding, especially because the visual recorded receipts. Um, but yeah, so I would say for the challenge of selling things, this did actually happen over the weekend on different platforms. We had a show on Whatnot, and then the next day, actually, it sold on Poshmark. So I just had to message the customer and let them know, hey, sorry, that one did sell. But that was because I was out of credits on my cross lister, and I manually did that. So
Mm.
typically, my cross lister will automatically delist, which I love. So whenever I do manually, I always have to go in. But yeah, it does happen, but you just have to relate to your customer, and hopefully they're understanding. But yeah,
So the
I hope
cross
that.
lister works well on
Yeah,
Whatnot.
we use it's called Sidekick. Like I don't know if we can like I don't
Yep.
get anything from it, but yeah, it's called Sidekick. It works for all platforms, so it's an easy click and it inputs like the weight of the item. It's perfect for Whatnot as well. It puts in all the details and then just loads it off. And I love it because we've even had sales directly out of our shop from the cross lister, so it's perfect.
That's awesome. So there you go. Sidekick,
Yeah.
folks. Sidekick is what they use, because people are going to say, which one is it? What's it
Yeah.
called? How do I get it? And you can DM them if you want more information in case there's some sort of referral code to get
Mhm.
later. But that you can DM
And
them
it's
about that.
made by resellers for resellers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tagline. Add the
Yeah.
tagline at all
Literally.
times. Add the tagline. Um, So, you did step away from Whatnot for a while. And what made you realize it just wasn't the right season for you at that moment?
So for us, I would say it was the juggle. So in the beginning, like Kyle was saying, it was about finding that schedule. So when we came on last year, we were still on a different mindset because we were only solely on live on one platform. So we were trying to think of how to balance both. And it was very challenging at first for us to figure out how to do that
Mhm.
balance, especially with having multiple accounts, and still wanting to showcase and give love to all of the brands. So yeah, I would say,
So I would also say it was a yearning to reconnect with a
yeah,
community that we had stepped away from. So it was really, really nice to reconnect with them. And then when we came back, we actually introduced our home decor with us. So it was
Good.
cool because we came to Whatnot, and then the way that we approached it, where we're like, okay, so we've watched the shows, what's on Whatnot, what do we show? We have a lot of clothes, but we've also been in the background working on having these collectible streams, but we've never showed them on Poshmark because at the time that was not the place for them. It was more of a clothing based focus. So we started experimenting with that when we did come to Whatnot. And then through our Whatnot journey, we were able to invest more into our home decor. And then when we did bring that back to Poshmark, um, we had an audience that we had already connected with that was now excited to see a new version of us as well in terms of a new brand. So it's been cool to see the Deals on Style crew that we were able to connect with come and then meet us as I Spy Collectible as well. And then now we have a little bit of a community that is a combination of all of our brands that kind of cross promote between each other.
because it's cool because people are joining as well from our other platforms in the chat here too. So it's cool to see people finding us as well on Whatnot,
Yeah.
because it's more so for the brand. You're coming to see the sub like us as the sellers in the brand. So we appreciate it. And then we really appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to even just come to a show, whether it's on any platform. It's just an honor just to come and just hang out and see what we have. So yeah, and just to connect.
I love that. So what specifically made you say, okay, now's a good time for us to come back to Whatnot?
I would say we found our flow. So we started to schedule more time, like I was saying. So we were able to be like, okay, we have maybe a day here where we can, put a few hours to do a Whatnot stream. So now we're delegating, doing more like timed in schedules to make sure that's a priority. And just testing out different time frames. So right now we may be on different times that you may see us, but it's to also for us as market research for us, we want to be able to know what's best time for us coming back onto the platform. So then we can make a strategic business decision.
No, that's
So I
great.
would say for everyone else, don't always stick with one time. Like if something's not working, don't just keep on beating the dead horse. Like you want to keep on like trying different things and like explore different options. So that's what I would always say is just keeping your mind open to all the different possibilities.
Yeah, and that's one
So
of the reasons why I created the my new goal planner has like only a 4-week cycle. So you can do something consistently for 4 weeks, and if it doesn't work in those 4 weeks, then try something else so you don't end up feeling like, an annual plan gets you so
yes.
held into one position that may not be right. And with everything evolving so quickly on in the live selling universe right now, having an annual plan that's too specific is just gonna tie you down, and you need to
And
be
it gives too
flexible.
much pressure.
Sean and I have a weekly plan. We assess our week. We look at our sales for the week. We have
Mm.
a target. We have a what do we call it? A push target.
Yeah.
So we have like a target that we're hoping for. We have a push target that would be like this is the top ideal, and then we assess that every week. And then from that, that's also why I would say that we've come back to Whatnot. So when we did start back on Poshmark, we introduced this new form of strategizing, and I said we have to do 3 months of beating every single month before we can add another brand. So we did 3 months of collectibles before we even jumped on I Spy Collect or on Deals on Style. So I wanted to make sure that we found our footing, found our community, and made sure that that consistency was going to work for us before we continued on. And I know that we were mentioning to have all of the baskets, so it's good to like have them maybe
Slowly.
in your marketplace or maybe introduce slowly little things. But for us, that was my main focus. I was like, I want to create this system where I know that this is going to work here before I step away and take away time and consistency to add to a new project. So then now this project will have new targets that balance while those other targets are still happening at the same time.
I love that. Yeah. So not trying to do everything all at once, because that just overwhelms. That would overwhelm everybody. I know you guys aren't the average human beings, but it overwhelms anybody when you try to do it all. Especially when you're experimenting and trying to figure it out. And Living the Dream 2025 says, for me personally, I've missed your contagious, upbeat personalities. Just being on your streams makes me smile and brings my day up a notch. I love that.
Love you. Thank you.
I love that.
Really means
That's
a
so
lot.
sweet.
That's why you do it, really, right?
This
I
is
mean,
why
if you're
we
not
do.
having fun
This is
and
why we've chosen to be live streamers 1,000%. It's amazing to find homes for these beautiful items, but at the end of the day, it's the connections that we make. It's the impact that goes beyond the stream. It's the messages that we've gotten from people that explain when they wore that outfit, how they felt and how it made them feel, or how trying a different style of clothing that they've never thought that they would wear makes them feel seen and celebrated. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to connect with people on that level. I want to know your name. I want to know about what your styles are and what you like. We have people send photos of like their before spaces, and then they come to the stream and find items, and then they show the after, or that we've had people send messages and we do it like over video with them. So it's been so much more than just selling things. I have cried so much about how much it means to me from the bottom of our hearts, how this has changed our lives, not just from a business perspective, but from a personal perspective. Um, I feel like we've gotten to grow together live on camera.
I love it.
I found my voice in the sense that I've learned that like speaking about things that you're passionate about or the things that make you excited connect with people who share those values, and then being an individual who faced adversities, um being in a small town, it's been really hard for us to return to this space as a gay couple, so to have a community where we've been able to connect on this level and evolve together, it's been life changing so much. So if you are nervous about jumping on live, I would say my very first live changed my life because people saw me struggling and they just jumped in there and they were like helping me learn. And that's why I'm committed to just always being there for the community, because I don't know, we don't know everything. Everything has been learned experiences, and people have been there for us since day one. So I want to be there for people on their journeys, whether that is a seller journey or whether that is in your closet, in your journey, and you're expressing yourself through life. Um, it means the world. It means the world to be able to connect and be with you in this way. So thank you all so much for whether you're joining today and connecting for the first time, or whether you've been with us on this journey. I absolutely love you all so much.
I love that. And you've got lots of love coming out in the comments right now. So for someone out there who is listening to this, watching this right now, because this is also going to be on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and one other. Oh, on Whatnot. And it's not going to be so YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. People are going to be able to rewatch this. So, for someone out there who's watching this right now, who already sells online somewhere else and is curious about starting Whatnot, but is like on the fence, not ready to jump in yet. What's a small, realistic way for them to start without getting overwhelmed?
Do you want to answer that?
Yes. So I would say first, never be afraid to ask questions. So don't just jump in and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna not ever ask. I would just say, oops. I would say there's so much research that you can do, but so much of that is subjective based off of the person's experience that you're watching. So don't just assume things. Jump into the space and network and connect with people that are in those similar spaces. Learn from them, and just jump into it. Have fun. Don't be afraid of not being perfect or having the exact right thing to say or knowing what to do all of the time. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to say, I'm overwhelmed right now. It's okay to say, I just need a minute to breathe.
Mm.
And it's amazing how much people in the moments are in the chats are like, you know what, let's just have a moment to breathe together. In fact, at one point we had a stream where we literally did breathing techniques together, we journaled together, and it was just a moment of just kind of like self-reflection. It was for myself. I wanted to take that time out of my day to do that for me, and I was like, you know what, I'll just do it live, and if other people want to join and do that as well, then perhaps it'll just be a great space for us to do it together. We went to the beach doing that, and we did some breathing stuff at the beach. So we love to approach things in the sense that this is the box that it is. How can we apply ourselves to this platform, to this new experience? So I would say do the same. Bring yourself. Don't necessarily try to copy and paste, because that's not the authentic version of you. Bring your own version of how you want to run a show, or how you want to show your items, or the things that you're bringing. Maybe you are seeing a lot of collectibles and clothes here, and you have books, and maybe books aren't a lot on here. You may bring your books, bring the things that make you excited. Don't try to match what you think is the expectations. Create your own version of what people are excited to see.
Yeah, I love that. Just being yourself
Mhm.
is really important. Sorry, Tashawn.
No, I was saying that's totally true, but I would also say is like Kyle saying, just do it. Do it, but also be like authentic to who you are. So like make sure you're bringing items that you're passionate about. Like Kyle was saying, like make sure you're showcasing things and being like excited but also not nervous, because yes, it's a new platform. We always get these messages in the group being like, I don't know if I want to start whatnot, it's something new, I'm nervous. But just do it. It's the same as any other live selling platform. You just have, it's your mind thinking that, oh my gosh, I can't do it because it's something different. It's very, the tech is amazing on here. There's so many pros that honestly you just have to try it. So anyone who's looking, wanting to try whatnot, I would honestly say 100% you're not losing by trying, especially right now in the fashion category. 0% commission. You cannot beat that anywhere. And especially with like how things are going with the economy, I'm appreciative of whatnot for that for sure. And no other platform is offering something like that at this
Nope.
moment. So take advantage. It's a rare opportunity, and like explore. What do you have to
What
lose
is
at
the risk?
0%?
Yeah.
So like there's no risk. Even if you don't sell anything, you're still just exploring and meeting new people. You're testing it out. You're getting those nerves out. So if you never try, you'll always be nervous. So just try it.
I would also say don't let sales be your version of success, or
Yes.
delegate what you
Yes.
think is a success. So just because you have a show and maybe you have $0 sales, that doesn't mean it's not a win. You were able to connect with a new audience. Maybe you made some new followers today. You were able to promote a show that's coming up. Maybe you got some new people over to social media. Those are all things that are measurable successes. Those things, learning, everything you learn is a success. So if you go on and you're like, you know what, I stumbled through this, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself for doing, stumbling, and learning, because now when you do it the next time, you're going to be like, okay, so this is how I stumbled. How do I step around that to not stumble the next time? So I would say don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to assess and be like, how can I make this better for the next time? Right? Fail forward. I love that.
I love
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
Francesca.
Because if you never try, you'll never know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm screaming.
Absolutely. If you don't do it, you've already answered it. But it's
Yeah.
like, you instantly fail by not trying.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you might as well. And I mean, I think we've all made huge mistakes when we've done shows. Even if we're experienced, we make mistakes every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
And
Every
so
day.
if
Every
you're a brand new seller and you make a mistake, do not beat yourself up, because long-term sellers make mistakes often. It's just
Absolutely.
part of life. It's part of life.
Mhm.
And I think we don't teach our kids to
Yeah.
understand that mistakes are the way you learn.
Absolutely.
It's
Like
true.
we need to
Absolutely.
we need to emphasize that more.
Mhm.
Um, have a show with just one or two items at first, just to introduce yourself and figure out the platform. That is one way that a lot of people do it. Just bring out like 10 items or so, um, and just do a really quick mini show just as a practice show. People will just come to like love on you, and then
Yes.
and help you out. And you can even just put tests, like if you want to test out and you want to test out a new camera or something, or you want to make sure your phone is working right, or you got a new lighting system, do a pop-up test show. People will come in just to like give you feedback. It is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. This platform is like the most amazing community I've ever seen, because everyone just helps each other. You very rarely see trolls, and those trolls get like booted by very quickly. Lexi says, my first show I ran everything at $1 just to try see how it worked, and then I got it, so now I can rent items higher than what they're worth. Yeah, and Lexi, I'm going to be talking tomorrow's show. My Saturday morning deep dive is all going to be about is going to be like my discussion about pricing strategy and dollar starts and why you shouldn't do them. But also like how to price your items and the pricing strategy that's based on psychology. So I'll be doing that on Saturday morning. That's Saturday morning show. Okay, back to it. I love you guys so much.
Me too.
I wish we could be talking for another, day.
I know.
We could probably just sit here and talk all day long and never run out of things to say to each other, because you guys are amazing. So what's the common assumption that you hear a lot? Because you have been out there talking to people about coming to Whatnot for like 2 years now. You've mentioned to people that you sell on Whatnot, and you've come back and you've had to leave, and then you've come back again. But you've always been talking about Whatnot as an option. What's one of the common assumptions that you hear about selling on Whatnot that you think isn't quite accurate? It may be somewhat accurate, but not quite accurate.
So I have a couple. So I would say the first one would be that Whatnot's only for cards, and like comics and things like that and collectibles. It's growing and it's evolving. So I would say if you have something available there, you could see right when you go onto the home screen, there's a bunch of categories that you can search from and shop from. So the shopping ideas are endless on here. You can even buy plants, like pet stuff. There's literally everything. So yeah, I would say explore and see what's available on the app for yourself and find your niche. And then I had something else, but I'll let Kyle.
I would say similar along that lines, that I think that a lot of resellers or small business owners who put things online are dictated by the platform that they think the niche is. So I could throw out and be like that Etsy is super artsy fartsy, handmade, or like high-end collectible type things. eBay's got more tech collectible type things, ephemera. Those are things that you would expect to find there more. Poshmark is fashion. So I've removed that from my brain. So I realized that when you search comps, it comes up for all of those platforms. But if I'm a buyer and I go to shop online, I don't see the divide that resellers see, that is the platform that dictates its value. So if there is a value in one space, there is that similar value in all of the spaces. Just because the market is not deemed that niche does not mean that that buyer is not there. So there is always going to be someone who is shopping that didn't come from the app specifically. All of these apps use SEO and strategies behind the scenes to connect items to the app. So I would say having that is super important. And then I would say another big misconception would be that things need to start at $1 and people need to scream at people. That it's like this, like that it's like you gotta have this like, ah!
Let's go, chat. Let's go. Swipe to the right.
That is not the case. That is not the case. Again, that is how some people run their shows, and that is fun for them. Some people really enjoy that, but that's not the identity of what Whatnot is or what it is to you. So, if you've done a live stream before, press the button the same way you've done on any platform, and don't think about I'm in a different space. Just be yourself and do it the same way you did somewhere else. Don't think I have to be a different version of myself for a different audience because this is Whatnot. I have to change how I run my shows. Do it how you do it on the other shows. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to do sudden death. You don't have to do all of these trigger things that are tools that are available. But if you don't have the audience to utilize the tool right away, then it's a tool that's available that's almost not worth. You can test it, but don't throw everything out there at $1 and scream at the screen and be like, but this is what the internet said I was supposed to do. Why isn't it working? So you can try that, test that. If that doesn't work for you, go back to whatever is the best for you, how you do it in your streams. And if you've never gone live before, again, there are so many different ways you could do it with like the back facing camera. So you could start by being live with your voice and with your hands, and that way you're showing those items in a different way, and it's one step away from being vulnerable. Being live is very vulnerable. You're putting yourself out there where you can't pause. A social media video, you can press stop and edit things and take out the parts that are like, oh, that wasn't perfect. But here, or any live, you're live. It just is what it is. If my brain stops, my brain stops. If you need a moment to just breathe, then you can do that. It's okay to not be perfect. And I think that a lot of people think that you have to be this top version of customer service all of the time. It's okay to be a human that has great customer service and not just customer service. So I would say those two things I think are big um assumptions, but also that shipping is terrifying.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of people are nervous about shipping and the weight system. So it keeps them from a few platforms, and it kind of gates them into certain places that give you the tools to have less worry about that. But I would say once
No,
shipping
actually,
is
say the platform that has the simpler shipping, because I think Whatnot needs to hear this again.
so
So say it.
Poshmark, it's very simple. It's straightforward. So with one shipping label, there's not per item base. So that it is what confuses a lot of people. They're like, if I make a mistake with each item by the end of that one bundle, I made a big mistake. I don't want to spend money to learn. So they are concerned, and we do explain that there is like the 5 weekly credits to help you learn through those mistakes. But I think that even just going live, trying something new, and then adding the nervousness of whatever the shipping portion is really keeps people away, because I'm nervous thinking about if I'm doing the right shipping rather than being myself on camera and connecting the way that I would like to, because I'm just like, how much does this mouse weigh?
Yeah.
So I think that that is a huge barrier, and I think that
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
um
October
The
Moon is
commission
right.
is very high.
it is extremely high, and it's the sense that it's like a convenience store. So you go to a convenience store because you're gonna pay $7 for Skittles because they're on the side of the street and you want to grab them on your walk by. But if you go to the grocery store, they're $2. But it's that convenience that you're willing to pay for. So I believe that we are willing to pay higher percentage for convenience from Poshmark when it comes to shipping.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Atelier, I like that idea of that it's like a convenience store. You are paying a higher, because Poshmark's fees are high, your sellers have to sell at a higher amount to make up
Exactly.
the same amount of money that you can make on Whatnot, especially right now since it's 0% commission. And that's 0% commission for Canadian sellers selling women's fashion category items. You have to have the item itself has to be listed as women's fashion in order to get that. So you can have a women's fashion show and sell a whole bunch of books, but those books will still be at 8% commission.
Starla Vintage, make sure you're checking out second or like third party shippers for buying your labels, for not directly from Canada Post, for Depop and for eBay. You can buy them at a cheaper rate rather than the rates that are given to you from those platforms. So make sure you research what's available in your area, and then you can always either like call them or try to email them to try to make sure that it's going to be best for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And two Montreal chicks, the 0% commission has been going on since December. I want to say December is when it started, I think. The promotion of 0% commission for Canadian fashion on Whatnot. Women's fashion, Canadian sellers,
We've
women's
gotten
fashion.
to the point with the commission, because we've taken the tools from Poshmark, and now I'm just like, I can remove their 20% by applying tools and using that, let's say, on a social media or a different way. So I will offer different prices based on where someone finds me, based on how much permit or commission is going to be taken. So if somebody was to let's say, see something on social media and I was having it as a story sale, I would offer 20% less than what I would offer on Poshmark. And I would verbalize that to my consumers that I have to pay someone to have this on there. So I will also increase my price to have it there.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. It's totally fair. And you mentioned the weighing part for shipping, and a lot of people are saying, the October Moon saying best advice for shipping is weigh some items randomly before you go live. That way you get an idea of what things weigh. I mean, I think once you get into that, learning any new platform is like creating a motor memory in your brain. So it takes time to like remember all the little steps. And so when I first had to like do random polls, I found that I was messing up all the time because I was trying to guess. And now I have set up a system where, you know, I always say, hang on, let me weigh this, but it's just become like a boom, boom, boom thing. Because I'm just so used to it that it's like if I just automatically just go to the scale, grab the item, go, the scale's right here. I'm touching the scale right now. You can't see it. I touch the scale, I put it on, and then I pull up the item and I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Yes, it hurts. It's like boom, 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 boom. So I think it's a motor memory thing of getting used to doing some of those things that you don't have to do on some other platforms. But once you get used to it, it's really fast. It's just getting used to it, right? If everything is a learned, our brain has to get used to it and store it as a new part of our hard drive here, somewhere in here, because I've decided that this is the part of the brain that does whatnot.
It's true.
Today, this is where it goes. So what do you think is because Melody says we have extra time, so Melody will let us know when she's ready. See, I predicted it. It's okay. I love you, Melody. I get more time. Ha ha. So what's one thing that you think, because you've done live selling on Poshmark and on Whatnot, and what do you think is the deal about live selling that is making it so popular and growing it so fast? What does it do better than other selling platforms, in your opinion?
So for me, I would say we both used to work in retail, like physical retail in malls. And I would say the difference of retail and live selling is almost the same because you're having that personal connection, but it's on a different base. So it's like virtual. So it gives another accessibility access as well for people. So it allows, we're in Ontario, but somebody in Vancouver could be watching us. Somebody in Alberta could be watching us. And it gives that form of connection where they can still be involved. They can see items. You're allowed to showcase things in real time as well and talk and get responses. So that's like a key thing when you're shopping, even on like another platform like Amazon or different places. You can see an item in a photo, but is that really what it looks like? What's the size? How does it fit on my body? What's the size of it, like legitly? So that's what's great about live sales. You can measure, you can give all the specifics, where people will have inquiries typically in their mind, but don't say it out loud when they're shopping or online. But because you can't really talk to anybody if you're on like a website. So that's what's sweet, I think, about live sales. It adds that extra form of connection that allows you to make an informed decision with purchasing an item.
Yeah, and October Moon said it feels kind of like personal shoppers. Like you get a
Yes.
personal shopping experience, and I think you get to know your customers too. East Ender Resales, and Duchess Vintage talked about how they get to know, they know their customers and they know what their customers like. So they'll say, I got this. You'll probably love this too. Let me pull this out for you. Let me show you this. And Thriving Thrift says, and you can be your silly self. Yeah, you can be whatever you want. I mean, whenever I pull a doily out of a box, it goes on my freaking head. I don't care. I'm a child. Like, I'm going to put it on my head and wear it as a hat because it's fun. And why not? How else am I going to hold up the damn doily? I'm going to put it on my head. Right? Like, just being yourself. And I think, there was a point last year, Kyle, where you had like sort of a, and it was live. There was quite a number of us there when you felt like you weren't being your authentic self, and it was really hard for you. And we had like a little, it was like a Whatnot therapy session where we all talked about how hard it is to actually give ourselves permission to be ourselves and not try and put on a persona or like, let's go chat or woo when you don't feel like it. Can you
I call
both
it
talk
my
more about how to do that, how to give yourself permission to just be yourself? Like, how do you do that every day before you go live on any platform? How do you do that?
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I
have something too, but
I would say that no, but I stopped and then I was like, oh no, the words went away. Being yourself, what I meant by that was like often is that balance of customer service versus like your true self. So I felt like I had gotten to this point where like I almost I call it my flight attendant voice. No offense to flight attendants, but it's got this like, hello, welcome to the show. Today we have this great thing on. Sometimes when I'm nervous, I know that that voice comes out. I know that that's who I become, and I have to be like, Kyle, that's not who we're doing. We're not. I'm not trying to just be a great customer service person. I'm being myself live. So, but sometimes when you're nervous or you're thinking my job is to sell this item, you think that is the way to doing that, but often when you talk about your day or yourself or your what's going on, and then someone sees something in the shop and then that becomes part of the conversation and then they connect with that item because of the vibe that's in your room. I want you to think about stores that you walk in instantly when you walk into, let's say, Abercrombie and Fitch, because we're all going to have the same idea where it's a low lit room with some really strong smells. So each time you walk into a store, you have a memory of what a brand is. So being live gives you the same opportunity to give that experience to your consumer. So when they enter your live, or do you have music on? Are you vibing? Are you hanging out? Are you welcoming them in fine? What is the vibe of your room that's going to bring them back? It's not just about the items you have today, because next time you could have totally different items. What is the aesthetic of who your brand is, and then you become the person who's at the front door of the store to say, hey, what's up, my name's Kyle, welcome in. But remembering that it's not just about being the customer, like the customer side of that. It's like I find when I'm doing my introduction, that's when it kind of, because they're the things that I'm repeating constantly. They're like my notes in my brain where I'm like, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. But then I want to break away from that and be like, okay, so now we're hanging out. I said my spiel to introduce myself, and that is my like repeated memory work. But then now I want to break it down and just be in the moment and stop trying to script things or act in a way that is overly silly to just make people laugh. Like you can make people laugh by just being yourself, having a good joke, or like just laughing in the moments rather than just being like, I put on a dinosaur costume today, come see the show to see what kind of, like, my thumbnail is a dinosaur show, so like come in and see what kind of silliness is going on. You can have fun and be silly, but you can't be having fun all of the time if you're live all of the time. So it's okay to acknowledge that you can have super excited days where your energy is top notch and you are just like super pumped, but there's other days where you're not feeling the greatest. You have a little bit of a headache, but you still want to go live. You can't be that other version that you want to be. Your authentic version is being, showing up as yourself in that moment. 110% is whatever way you can show up today. It doesn't mean that it's 110% that it was the other day.
I love that. And Tashawn?
Okay, so hold on, it just evaded me. But I think I was gonna say, hold on. The question was again, um, sorry, I sneezed and it literally left my
That's
words
okay.
out.
It
It
it all
was
it all came out at once. So basically, like, how do you try and to focus on being yourself and not
oh,
getting sucked into being a flight attendant, basically?
yeah. So I also did see this as well with Ina's comment. She asked like 'cause she was saying like how do you what happens when you get anxious and stuff like that. So for us, or for me personally, I bought the Mel Robbins books, Let Them and the 5 Second Rule. I would strongly suggest these for anyone if you like to read. And you can even get the previews on them online as well if you don't want to purchase them. You can just read it just to get the gist of what it is all about. But yes, the clean. But it literally resets your mind. So even before the stream today, before you click the accept, I did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is part of like the methodology of like just resetting, like kind of like lift off, like for like a
leaving
rocket.
no time to think about it. You count down and just press the button because you hit 0. There's no other thought. You just boom.
There's an ebook too. I
So
saw
that is,
it just lets you feel free and just like kind of like resets the tone because we're always nervous. Like I will not lie to you. Every time we go live, I get nervous and I get kind of anxious. But it's the fact of the matter is that we're going live in front of people that we either have met or never met, or we're going to meet new people, and there's always going to be new experiences. So the energy of all of that just gets so exciting that you almost get a little anxious. But take it and like actually use it as motivation.
Or with friends.
Yes, and you're with your friends, you're with your family. We're all friends here, so just realize like it's like a FaceTime call. So I saw a friend in the chat, Francesca from Montreal from another platform. Um, Before when I first started out on live streaming, Kyle was primarily the face, and I was doing a lot of the tech side because tech is my prime like focus, and that's what I love. And then I had a lot of encouragement from friends in the chat, like Francesca and some other people, just being like, "You need to go live. You need to like do the thing." So you need to find your crew as well and your people who are gonna motivate you, and especially having chats like this where we can chat, you can find out new things and just feel a little bit more at ease and comfortable with the selling and the just being present. So I would say is just like find your crew as well and just like really be open to all the possibilities. This is an ever-growing economy here with live selling, so you have to be open to all the new things. Never be nervous of things. Things will always change, especially the tech on here is superb. Like I saw a question about shipping. People are nervous. There's video receipts. No other platform offers that. That is life changing.
Well, not
You can
as
just run an item. I don't even have to have it listed, and it will record the item that it sold. So it leaves that confusion as well, and the buyer also gets the video too. So it's an extra protection as well.
I would note on that note, with the video receipt, do not you leave it as just like the last resort of like your only way of trusting.
Yes.
I would say during your show, divide the orders. If you have a person, make a box for them. It doesn't have to go in that box when you ship it, but just put it in something that leaves it as the order. Because if you put it as a pile, you're gonna spend hours going through your video receipts, putting everything in their orders. Take it from me, I did it a few times, and I had to like grill it in my brain that I'm like, set out boxes before the shows
or stickers.
So yeah,
Something.
find your process. Don't just put it into a big pile
and figure it out
later because you think you have the video receipt. It's a great tool to double check, but don't be reliant on it 100%.
Yeah, I use Post-it notes because I'm mostly selling like vintage decor or books, and the Post-it notes, and then these Post-it notes go on the outside of when I package everything up for the weekly bundles. I take the Post-it note off, I wrap up the thing, everything gets another paper layer before it goes out. So this goes on, and then I tape that on so it doesn't fall off because it's a Post-it note, so it can rub off. And that saves my life. Like it just, and it takes a second to write. And I don't want to write the person's full name. Like if Thriving Thrifts was to buy from me, I'd probably just put TT.
Yeah.
Right. So, and same thing. If it was Deals on Styles, I would put DOS. Like I just, or if it's Melody, I'd probably put MEL. Just, I don't do the entire name. Okay, Melody, thank you. So, we have to wrap up because Melody's almost ready for us.
Thank you so much.
I love you guys so much. I wish that we could talk for longer, but you're going to go to Melody now and you're going to be talking more. And you're going to be talking about fashion. And so I'm going to be listening in while I do some of my own work because today I'm not going to sell because I'm going to sell on the weekend for the Super Bowl. Are you guys going to do a Super Bowl show? I know with maybe I Spy Collectibles because it's 4% commission instead of 8% commission for the 24 hours, 12 noon Eastern time on Saturday to 12 noon Eastern time on Sunday. Touched by Autism is doing it. I know Super Bowl savings. It's going to be very busy on the platform. And then Mr. Beast is going to be on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after this promo. So he's not getting the 4% commission. He's going to have to pay the full commission. I'm sure he's getting paid for this, but you know,
Right,
whatever. So there's going to be like $1 million in giveaways that he's doing.
Mhm.
Hopefully it's going to be international shipping, because Whatnot Canada has been promoting it.
That's what I was
So
hoping
hopefully
too.
they have international giveaway turned on. You could win a Lamborghini. I don't
Yeah.
need a Lamborghini, but you know, if I
Well, I
won
could use
one,
one.
I would take it. I don't know.
Right?
I would go down. I would actually have to go down the States to get it, because I can't, because you know, shipping a Lamborghini would be a challenge. I don't even know how they're going to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to do the Lamborghini part? As Peacock Jewelry says, I'd settle for linguini. There's no linguini. So everybody throw up your emojis if you're a seller, so that everybody can follow everybody else.
Mr. Beast
Throw up
tried
your
to take
emojis.
Right. I just request a local pickup.
Yes. Yes. Turn on free local pickup to Mr. Beast's house, I
Thank
guess.
you everyone for hanging out today, and
Yes.
we'll see you on
And thank you
Melodies
for
as
your
well.
time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much.
really
Thank you.
appreciate both of your time. When people co-host like this, they're donating their time to this. So everyone, please give some love to Kyle and to Sean of Deals on Style, I Spy Luxury, I Spy Collectibles, for donating their time, because we're now going to go over to Melody and continue the conversation, and they're going to be there. And then Melody, you're going to leave at about noon, and then Melody's going to continue selling, and then it's like a mini raid train, and then we're all going to raid into Deals on Style, right, for your
Yes, at
1
o'clock,
p.m.
yes.
show.
Yes.
So
And you can
so
also
make sure
bookmark
that
our show now here as we go
Yeah.
through. So as we're finishing up here and going into Melody, you can bookmark our show. If you're just jumping in, we do have it booked now. So if you do have to jump out and come back, you can join us at 1 p.m. We're going to be doing $7 starts. We got some jewelry, clothing, and we're doing a little bit like a Valentine's Day, little leather lace moment. So come and join us for that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could get romantic
goodies.
stuff. It's been a while. All right. I love you
But
guys
yes,
so
thank
much.
you so
Thank
much.
you
Thank you.
again. I wish we could talk more. We should probably
know.
just have like a podcast that we do every week.
Yes, we should do it again.
With different Whatnot sellers, and we all just kind of hang out and chat. All right. I love you guys so much. Have a great
you.
day,
you.
everybody. Let's I'm gonna
Have a good rest of the day.
I don't actually have to kick them out, because we can
Oh.
raid with them as co-hosts.
Oh,
So we can
that's
all say
cool.
the exciting thing. Let's what
vote
are
for
we gonna put in the chat? We're gonna put bananas in the chat when we
Bananas
land.
in the chat.
Bananas in the chat. Hold on, I'll
Bananas
get the
in the
banana
chat
things.
when we land, everybody.
Melody gave us a banana
We got the
here.
banana stuffy right here.
There you go. So everybody put bananas in the chat.
Bananas in the
Bookmark
chat.
Deals on Styles show today at 1 p.m. Eastern. And love you too, Jeff. And I will see you tomorrow morning, where we're going to talk a lot about pricing strategies.